Apa namanya? Okay, welcome everyone to breakout room number 2, which is all discussions on EU ASEAN. So today I would like to invite the moderator for today's session, which is none other than Mbak Inti Dianasari. She is the communications manager of Sustainable Connectivity Package Higher Education Program. Mbak Inti, the stage is yours.
Wow, thank you, Astrid. So, Astrid, unfortunately, our guest of honor, the ambassador Sujiro Sim, still on the way from the ASEAN Secretariat to his residence. He has really a tight schedule. So, can we start with the quiz first? I mean, so then, what do you think? Well, okay, yeah, because yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
no worries, but I
Jakarta is
think
unexpected, right? So we have to be
you
flexible
know
here.
we always have this kind of things at the event. Somebody's late, somebody's early, no worries. In fact, I would like to even start with the game. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are already waiting, and they
Yeah,
also want
like
to
Dr.
win
Rafikun from
prizes.
Cambodia has come here earlier. I mean, even 2 hours before the event. But yeah, the ambassador has a a tight schedule, and then I'm really honored that His Excellency is willing to join our session. But yeah, unfortunately, can we do? So we'll start
Yes.
with the quiz. Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully the participant already arrived as well. So
Sure.
okay,
No worries,
now,
Bainti. Okay,
now,
I'll remove you from
I'll
the
move.
screen. And I will welcome all of the audience right now. All right, everybody, welcome to the breakout room number 2. Like I mentioned before, we were supposed to start early, but no, we were supposed to start with the talk show. But let's just play a game very, very quickly before we actually begin. So right now, before we to start the game, I would like to invite you to actually scan this QR code. This is a slide whereby you will see around 7 questions, and winner can actually get a special prize. But unlike the first one of the game earlier today, we only have one winner for this game. So kindly please join the game so that we can actually start. So all the questions here today is all about EU and ASEAN. So earlier was just Netherlands and Southeast Asia, but because the ambassadors is here, we have program managers of EU ASEAN's program. We also have Dr. Rafikun from Cambodia. So it's all about EU and ASEAN. Now we still have 4 people. Great. 5. Okay, come on. Invite more of your friends. I saw Tom Corey. He won earlier. So let's make sure that he doesn't win again this one. Just kidding. But we have, yeah, but okay, more players are coming. That's great. I'll give another 20 to 30 seconds. Yeah, but don't worry, everybody. The questions now is I'm pretty sure it's not as difficult as it was before. So I hope you can put your thinking cap on. Try not to Google the answer, please. I tried to make this you only have 20 seconds. Okay, I don't really think that you have the time to Google the answer. Okay, don't think, just do. Maybe also think a little bit. Okay, I think this is enough, players. I will start the quiz now with the first question. Now, the first question is: when was the ASEAN founded? ASEAN is short for Associations of Southeast Asian Nations. Of Southeast Asian nations. Most people, we forgot what it's for, but what do you think? When was it founded? Time's up. And correct. Congratulations. 11 people got this right. Yeah, this is not, it's a fun fact. Anyway, so the next question. Questions number 2. We also want to know how fast you can answer this. How many stars are there on the EU flag? Okay. Don't Google it. Okay, I know there are 13 seconds left, but don't Google it. Just think if you have your it's around what? 9, maybe 19. We don't know. Okay, who answers 50 now? 50 is the but that's okay, nice try. But 50 is, if I'm not wrong, 50 is for the American flag. But yeah, congratulations for the 8 people. EU has 8 stars now. Let's not 8 stars, I mean 12 stars, but 8 of you got it right. So let's learn about a fun fact. The 12 stars, by the way, do not actually symbolize the number of states, because EU has 27 states, if I'm not wrong, but it's just a symbol of solidarity, harmony, and among the peoples of Europe. And the fact that it is circle, it's just, like it's uniting, basically. So that's the fun fact for today. Questions number 3. When is EU Day? When is EU Day? Is it 11/11? That's a nice number. Is it 3 April? Is it 6 February? Is it 9 May? I'm guessing it's 11/11 because it's easy to remember, maybe. Is it? I don't know. Or maybe I know. Congratulations again to the 8 people. That is correct. The EU Day is 9 May, which is 2 days from today. All right. So everybody gets your EU shirt on, your EU hat on, and celebrate EU Day in the next 2 days. Okay. And it also happens to be the holiday, so I think we can actually celebrate it together across the region. Next questions. Questions number 4. Which of the following is not an ASEAN member state? This is a very giveaway questions, everybody. So I hope we can get it right. 5 more seconds. And what do you think is the answer? Correct. India is not an ASEAN member state. Again, emphasize Southeast Asian. Awesome. Okay, questions number 6. 2 more questions, and then we'll see who the winner is. Which EU member state is known for its annual European film festivals, where films from ASEAN countries are often featured to promote cultural exchange? European film festivals. And this might be a fun fact for most of us. Spain, actually. Well, no worries, we tried. Okay, this is a new knowledge for even for me. I just found out about it also. Okay, next question. Questions number 6. ASEAN has 10 member states, while the EU has 27 member states. Is this correct? I actually gave a hint earlier today, so I hope so. I hope we can get this one correct. This is a true or false question. Time's up. And that is true. Yes, ASEAN has 10 member states. Well, again, as I mentioned, while I was talking about the flags earlier on, EU has 27 member states. Congratulations to 14 people. Last questions. Okay, let's, give it our all now for the very last questions. Question number 7. Find the founding nations of ASEAN. Very wordy, so might want to read it very slowly now. Slowly, read it slowly, don't just press it. And is it Philippines, Laos, Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia? Is it Brunei Darussalam's also part of it? And time's up. Correct. 9 people really did read. Again, when I was reading this question, it was really wordy. It takes time. So congratulations to the 9 people. You are right. The founding nations of ASEAN begins with Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, and Thailand. So congrats. So let's see the leaderboard and who are actually the winners of today's game. I see. Okay, congratulations, Lydia, for winning the game. That was that was really good honestly. Yeah, I mean, Lydia has a lot of knowledge on the ASEANs and the EU program. Congratulations, you're very fast, you know it all. With that being said, everybody, thank you so much for actually participating in this game. I'm pretty sure as this is just like a basic knowledge of EU ASEAN. In this talk show, you're gonna get a lot more information between this two international organizations, where they collaborate, how they explore each other, and how what kind of projects they're currently in. So this basically concludes the game, and I would like to actually pass the next talk show to my colleague Inti, um, as she begins to also moderate the sessions together with ambassadors, vice rector from university in Cambodia, and also the program manager of the programs here in Nuffic Southeast Asia.
Thank you, Astrid. You know what? I think we have a technical problem. Sorry, I'm really sorry, because I heard that the ambassador is already in, but I cannot see him in the backstage. So, ambassador is here. Okay, I'm happy. So, ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, please welcome the Ambassador Sujiro Sim, the Ambassador of the European Union to ASEAN, a French career diplomat who born in Phnom Penh. And Ambassador Sim brings extensive experience in international relations. He has served as Ambassador for Pacific and two various nations. So, please join me in welcoming Ambassador Sujiro Sim. Your Excellency, welcome to the launch event of Nuffic Southeast Asia. Before we begin our discussion, I'd like to express our deepest gratitude to Your Excellency for joining us today. I know your schedule is tight, so your presence truly enriched this momentous occasion. Thank you very much. Now, as we gather here today to explore opportunities for collaboration and exchange, I would like to dive straight into the heart of the matter. Ambassador Sim, could you provide us with an overview of key EU programs aimed at enhancing people-to-people exchange and cooperation in education and science with Asian countries? ASEAN.
Well, good afternoon, or hello to everyone, and thank you for having me. And I'm very happy to be with Nuffic. I also want to congratulate you on the opening of your office, not only for Indonesia, but for the whole of Southeast Asia. Now, coming to your question, I think there are four elements in what the European Union does on higher education with ASEAN. The first element is the European Region Action Scheme on Mobility of University Students, which is the acronym for Erasmus, so it's certainly best known as the Erasmus program. Also, we have Horizon Europe, which is formerly known as the Framework Program on Research and Development. We also have the European Union support to higher education in the ASEAN region, which is also better known through its acronym EU-SHARE. And finally, we have the successor to EU-SHARE, which came to an end, and it's renamed the European Union Sustainable Connectivity Package on higher education. Let me also mention that the European Union flagship offer on Global Gateway, which is an offer from the European Union in different areas, but also in education, also part of the package that we make available to our partner in this area.
I'm sorry, your voice is fragmented, Excellency. I think.
It's breaking up.
Yeah, it's breaking up. I'm sorry.
Let me see. So you hear what I said?
Yeah, you mentioned about Global Gateway is your flagship program. So that's what I heard. And then
can you hear me?
Now, yes. I can hear you until Global Gateway program as your flagship. And
that was the end.
Okay,
so we can move on.
Thank you for highlighting this crucial EU program, Excellency. And for our esteemed university representative here today, because we invite from many ASEAN countries, could you elaborate on how they can actively engage with these programs to foster greater collaboration and exchange between their institution and EU partners?
Well, they have to take full advantage of all the opportunities offered by the European Union for ASEAN partners. So please disseminate the information on opportunities for scholarships, for student exchanges and mobility, not only for ASEAN students who want to study in Europe, but also for attracting European students in ASEAN universities. Also take advantage of the opportunities offered for research and collaboration between universities, and keep an eye on the calls for proposals for research and development and innovation projects under Horizon 20, Horizon Europe. So keep in touch with the European Union delegations wherever you are across the 10 ASEAN member states, so that you don't miss any of these opportunities.
Yes, there's quite a lot of opportunities. So now I would like to remind the audience to feel free to type your questions into the chat box, because your active participation enrich our discussion. So don't hesitate to share your thoughts or queries. Well, we'll do our best to address your question one by one. However, please keep in mind that Ambassador Sim has another engagement. I know you're very busy, Excellency. So Ambassador can only be with us until maximum 4:50, which is only 4 minutes. So let's make the most of our time together. So, well, I'll asking my next question, Excellency. Speaking about accessing EU programs, our next question addressed precisely that, Ambassador Sim. Considering the diverse landscape of institutions across Southeast Asia, what support mechanisms are in place to assist this institution in navigating and accessing EU programs, particularly for those who may be new to participating in such initiatives?
Well, again, there are several ways to get a better understanding of all the opportunities we offer from the European Union for ASEAN institutions in higher education. You can consult our websites. You can also follow our social media account. You can, if you prefer face-to-face engagement, reach out to the delegations of the European Union in the 10 member states of ASEAN, so that you could have a chance to have a one-on-one chat. Of course, as we play a regional role, do not hesitate to reach out to the delegation of the European Union to ASEAN, which is my own team based here in Jakarta. Also, we have institutions like Nuffic, which help us implement our EU projects. So that was the case for Share EU, the support to higher education in the ASEAN region. And it is the case now for the successor of Share, which is the Scope Higher Education Project, the Sustainable Connectivity Package Higher Education Project. So get the information wherever you can, and please do not hesitate to do so, because the opportunities we offer are real opportunities. I mean, over the course of the years, we supported 1,580 students with the EU Share program. We have 12,000 students who benefited from scholarship to study in Europe from the ASEAN region. In the other direction, we had 6,000 students from Europe studying in ASEAN with the support of the European Union. And we have a total of 377 university collaborations which were established under the Erasmus scheme. So those are real opportunities. Don't hesitate to take advantage of them.
Wow. That's a lot. Thank you, Ambassador Sim, for sharing those impressive examples of successful collaboration. Well, this initiative have undoubtedly made significant contribution to personal growth, academic enrichment, and international networking. Well, as I said to you, as we near the conclusion of our discussion, we would greatly appreciate for your final remarks, Excellency, summarizing the importance of international partnership between higher education in Europe and in ASEAN.
Well, my final remark would be that sometimes the European Union is perceived as a big entity, and we are indeed a big entity. So when I mention the Erasmus program, the Erasmus project benefits from a budget of 26 billion euros. Horizon Europe, our research and development project, is a 95 billion euros project. Even in the ASEAN region, SHARE was a 10 million euros project, and its successor is a 9 million euros budget. So we are big and we have large resources, but don't be afraid. I mean, don't be impressed. You have to reach out to us, because at the end of the day, this budget that we have available for cooperation in higher education has to trickle down to real exchanges of students, real university collaborations, real partnerships. So it's crucial for you to reach out to us. My final word would be that, of course, I represent the European Union, but now we also have this new concept of Team Europe, and more than anything else, for higher education, you have to look at not only the European Union as an abstract entity, but you have to look at the 27 member states and all the universities and higher education institutions that they have, so that you don't miss anything. I'm sure among our 27 member states, those who are willing to study abroad or establish university collaborations internationally will find what they look for.
Yeah, that's a lot of opportunity. Thank you again, Ambassador Sim, your insightful remarks, for sharing your expertise with us today. Your perspective has truly enriched our understanding, and we appreciate your valuable contribution. And for the audience, I would strongly suggest you to stay updated by following social media account, for example, EU in ASEAN, and also you can also follow the
You can also follow me,
because I'm your follower, Ambassador, your Instagram account. So then we can stay updated.
Yes, follow my Instagram, follow my Facebook, follow my X, and follow my LinkedIn account.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Now, as I think, thank you very much, because we already still a few minutes of your time, Excellency. I know you
It's
have
okay.
other engagement, so thank you. And then yeah.
I wish you success for the continuation of your webinar.
Yes, thank you, Excellency. Thank you very much. Now, as we bid farewell to Ambassador Sim, I would like to invite our next speakers to the stage. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Rafikun, Vice Rector for International Relations and Research at Phnom Penh International University, and my colleague Arif Maulana, Program Manager for the European Mobility Program for Myanmar team, who brings a wealth of experience from his previous role as Program Manager for the EU-ASEAN. Dr. Rafikun, Arif? Yeah, you're here. Nice. Well, we have a lot of information now. In such a short time, we have many information. So, good afternoon, Dr. Rafikun. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Yes, thank you for joining us today.
We
are truly honored to have you here. Well, as the Vice Rector for International Relations and Research at Phnom Penh International University. The ambassador was born in Phnom Penh. I told you, so now it's like a coincidence. You have extensive experience in engaging with EU programs such as SHARE and now EMPM. So we thought that your insights are valuable to us. Today, we're eager to explore your experience and expertise in navigating these programs and the opportunity they offer. I mean, the EU program. Once again, thank you for being with us, Dr. Rafikun. So now, could you share with us what steps do you took to become a SHARE partner university? Because, well, we know in Southeast Asia there are thousands of universities, and your university, Phnom Penh International University, is only, selected. Not so many universities being selected. So, what steps did you take to become a SHARE partner university? And additionally, I'm curious also to know if this was your first involvement in EU program or if you have any previously experience with other EU program.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Inti, and thank you for having me today. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
Good. Okay. This is very important. I'm afraid to speak for myself. Well, to answer to your question, let me elaborate this way. Becoming a share member may have seemed like a challenge to others, but for us, for PPIU, for me personally, it was a profound affirmation of the power of human connections. This is the story. Actually, in a nutshell, our journey into share began with a single phone call from Mr. Arif. Sorry, Arif, I have to say this again. Uh, the phone call, which of course later on changed our life. I mean, changed our university internationalization process. So, in short, yes, we became a member of the EU share officially, of course, formally later. But yes, with one phone call during the lunchtime, where when all people had a nap, and I picked up my phone call, and that was the starting of the journey of PPIUs in the EU share. Indeed, of course, Share marked our first venture into the EU program, and we consider ourselves incredibly fortunate to have embarked on this path. It was not just about joining a program; it was about opening doors to PPIU. Share actually paved the way for Phnom Penh International University to explore other exciting EU programs, EU projects, in which today we have 5 projects in hands, in addition to the EMPM, the one that we are doing, that we are implementing, we are running. So I will talk about other EU program that we are having later. Yes, this is in short for to reply to your question. Inti, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rafikun. Now, Arif is here. You mentioned Arif's name. It is great that you here, Arif. I recall that you joined Nuffic NASO in 2015 and were tasked with managing the Share Scholarship Program. Well, I've just heard from Dr. Rafikun about how higher education institutions prepare to be involved in the EU programs. Now we are eager to hear from your perspective on managing this program. With thousands of universities in Southeast Asia, only a few were chosen as share partners. Could you shed some light on the process for these partners? Additionally, do you have any advice for institutions aspiring to be involved in EU program?
Yeah, thanks, Inti. Hello, Dr. Ravikun. Good to see you again. So, if I may recall, back in 2015, when we first started the EU Share program, we, as part of a consortium at the time with other European agencies handling Share, would like to be more inclusive. We would like to reach out to more universities. As many of you know, that there are a lot of higher education actors, players in the region. We have groups under ASEAN itself, the ASEAN University Network, AUN. We have Siami Oraihead with their own program of scholarships, and each organizations have their own members, and some even intertwine. Some are members of both. But as Indy mentioned, there's over 16,000 universities across the region, and there's a lot of more universities that we can approach, and we don't want to select universities who are, how should I say, the usual suspects in this case. So we want to be more inclusive. We want to reach out to more universities, those who have never have a chance to have international collaboration with the EU, for example, who's not a member of AUN, who's not a member of Siami or Raihead. So we took a poll at the time. We discussed this with AUN. We discussed with Siami or Raihead, who should we select from each of the ASEAN member states, and from then on, we use a method, meaning each of the universities make references, 2 or 3 references per countries, which fits our criteria. Some of the criteria includes not being in the capital city, for example, is not a member of AUN, is not a member of Siami or Raihead, who has an international relations office. Mind you, not all of the universities in ASEAN have a department within the university that manages international students. So these are some of the universities that we would like to work with, because we know this is going to be a progressing type of work. So we start from there. So based on from references, we moved up to get approval from the respective ministries of education. So we make references. We had interview with the universities. We scope out their capabilities, and then we recommend a list of universities to the SOMED. SOMED is the senior officials meeting responsible for education under the ASEAN Secretariat, and these are basically DG levels of the Ministry of Education, and then they provide us with an approval of such universities. And PPIU were approved to participate in EU Share by the Ministry of Education and Sports of Cambodia. So that was that was the true back end story to that. And on your second question, how universities should approach themselves if they want to participate. If they want to participate, want to be a player in EU projects, make yourself known, reach out to the regional actors, AUN, Siami Orahed. You, as Ambassador Sim mentioned, that there are EUD offices within the region. Go ahead and approach them, see what's in offer, make yourself known. Basically, we wouldn't know about PPIU if somebody did not tell us about PPIU. I did my research. There's a lot of universities in Cambodia, but there was something about PPIU that sticks out, and I heard a lot of good reviews, not just from students, but also from lecturers from other universities within and outside of Cambodia. So that's how we start doing the approach. Yeah. And even after that, even after you share now, Dr. Abikun is participating in a lot of our other EU projects, such as the EMPM, where I'm working right now, and I'm sure she will also try to make herself known in the new scope program.
Well, we'll see, because we don't want a usual suspect. I think Dr.
Of
Rafikun
course,
has become
of course.
usual suspect. No, I'm just kidding. Dr. Rafikun, thank you for sharing your insight on the steps to becoming a share partner university. And given your experience in engaging with EU programs, could you elaborate on some of the key benefits and challenges that Phnom Penh International University has encountered to its participation, for example, in the share programs? And additionally, how has the university leveraged these opportunities to enhance international collaboration and academic excellence?
Thank you once again, Inti, for the question. Yes, actually, for us, the benefit of joining share is far outweigh, I would say, any challenges we encounter. So, but I allow me to elaborate key advantages. I would divide it into four components. The first one is the empowering student. We believe, and this is the reality, that share provide our student with exposure to the international learning environment. Everyone will agree with us about uh, about share and how it is formed and it is run. Student, as of today, we strongly believe that students can not only study in the classroom or learn through the textbook, but they have to expose to oversee study environment. This exposure, of course, shape their lives, fostering resilience and adaptability. This is I think there's no argument about this at all for those universities who join the issue share and run this project, receiving inbound outbound student. Actually, those students not only do help themselves after joining this program, but they also contribute to others who seek similar growth. Having said that, we also a few years ago, after by three, I think we did a small research. We did a small research with a small group of our students, trying to find out the how share benefit their or help them to build their career pathway. So with that, I should say that of course students gain a lot from this program. Talking about faculty became more engaged in this after joining the share project. Our faculty members have become more attentive, I would say, since our involvement with the share. At PPIU, we required our faculty to use two languages, Khmer language and English language, but as a medium of instruction. Some faculty member previously displayed difference. However, after they joined the program, they became more active. They, of course, proactive, and they work extra, and they became more open-minded and assist student, especially the inbound student, the foreign student. And this is a, I would say, a very positive behavioral change that we can remark as of the impact of this project. Talking about staff, this is another corner of our concern. Most of the time, although we know that our young people are active, fast learner, and they love to study and use the language, but still, within our community, they hardly, how to say, open that how to say, experience or knowledge, or love to talk or to speak English. But with inbound student and with the work with international partners, they became more now active and supportive and understandable of all issues that occur. I would say they are more, how to say, become more problem solving person. Yes, and last but not least, for the university itself, I think joining the EU-share program at that time really the a big remark for PPIU to jump into different international project, including the Erasmus project that the ambassador mentioned just now.
Mhm.
Well, we have built our image with the U-Share, and if I'm not mistaken, a few years ago when there was a big event in during the, I'm not sure, it's the closure of the U-Share, I think, and the time when we all were thinking about what to do next. PPIU was invited also to share and to how to say, to share our experiences. In short, for share, we could see only more positive part. However, I would like to mention about a few challenges that we faced at the very beginning with our inbound student, where we found it hard to find the right accommodation for them. Yes, of course, when we talk about 5 or 6 years ago, in Phnom Penh, our campus is located in Phnom Penh. It's really hard for us to find the right place for them with the with affordable cost. But as of today, Phnom Penh grows very fast. We can find many reasonable price and good place apartment for our inbound student. Actually, today we have 4 EMPM inbound with us, Arif. Just for your information, I just met them this morning. Actually, they had already extended their visa, so everything is all right. Actually, we feel very close, very, how to say, attached to these student, and they really work. I can say, I can see that they work hard. They really do their good job. And before the class start, they did the internship for 1 month. Okay, this is another issue that we are going to talk later. Actually, that with the DAD part, the physical. So as of now, also for the visa extension is no problem, because we identified the right channel for to for the visa extension to so this concern is no longer exist. Thank you. I hand over the floor back to you.
Amazing, Dr. Rafiku. Now, I would like to look back to Arif again because, well, that's from the perspective university. Now, Arif,
Actually,
building on the challenge, building on
we
the challenge discussed by Dr. Rafikun, could you elaborate on some common challenges that the institution faced during their involvement in EU program? So, additionally, we are keen to learn how Nuffic, so at that time, now Nuffic Southeast Asia, now Nuffic support institution in overcoming these challenges. Furthermore, are there any remarkable success story on best practice that you can share from your experience managing the share program?
Right. Thanks, Inti. Yeah, I think in NESO back in 2015, we call them mobstacles, mobility obstacles. Yeah, there was a lot. Some of as I mentioned, some of the universities in Southeast Asia, I'm not going to name any countries. Some of the universities don't have an international relations office, for example. So they task a lecturer to become an international relations officer, to become the door, basically. So we have to contact them. There's no staff, and only one lecturer needs to move around. And I think this is what Dr. Ravikun, when she first started in Share, she was alone. She doesn't have any staff at the time. She was helping a lot of students. But then after the second batch where PPIU participate, oh, she needs more help. The university sees that. She gets more staff. She gets an office. She gets more assistant. She implemented a buddy system for students coming in to help them assimilate in Phnom Penh. She also makes more activities, taking taking care of the students when they come in straight from the airport. Basically, you have alumni coming into the airports, picking them up, choosing the right, how should I say, dormitories.
It's like learning by doing for Dr. Rafiku, right? Or,
Exactly.
yeah, or
Some of
Exactly.
the examples, the practical ones, having weekly sessions, town hall sessions, online or on site, because the first part of Share was physical one. The alumni that is already gathered in Cambodia can make a joint session. We also, from Nuffic, we provided weekly check-ins with them through Skype at the time. Zoom was not well known back in 2016, things like that. So we provided a guidebook on how to prepare students when they want to study abroad, how to prepare a credit transfer system, how to make the agreements between two universities, how to create an MOU between them. Mind you, when we first start Share, we didn't have an overarching agreement between the universities, but it still works. Why? Because there's a high level of trust between the universities, even though they may not know each other and have never worked before.
Oh,
Yeah. So this was one of the things that I knew,
success
because
story.
we gathered together as academics who wants to make things better for higher education internationalization in the region. And then only after the fourth batch, I think you then come back to us and say, hey, you need an overarching agreement. Okay, we're ASEAN in the East. We don't really need something formal, but if you want to make it formal, then yeah, okay, let's do this. So we have it in agreement. But in an ASEAN way, we did our job even without anything on paper.
So
And
basically, everyone learning by doing. So no
exactly,
worries. Start your
exactly.
first step, and then we will make it work together. And yeah, we create an
Yeah.
impact. From what I heard, the impact is really a lot and positive. Amazing. Well, now I would like to hear from both of you, Dr. Rafikun and Arif. What do you see as the future direction of EU-ASEAN collaboration in education and science? Are there any emerging trends or areas of focus that institutions should be aware as they seek to participate in this program, for example?
I think I'll take this one first, and
Yes,
maybe
please.
Dr.
Yes,
Abikun
please.
can add
Sure.
on. Since now we are working for under the EMPM, yeah, the European
Yeah.
Mobility Program from Myanmar, helping Myanmar students to get skills and also to finish their degrees. One of the things that I would like to highlight is the emergence of micro credentials, get short course skills. This is very handy for students to upgrade their skills, whether they are a graduate or a master's degree, whatever they are. They can gather their credits through short courses and then get a degree afterwards. So these are some of the things that I think is going to be very successful. And this is also something that Share did. Short courses, get credit transfers, and then
Yes.
still graduate on time.
Mhm.
Perhaps Dr. Ravikun would like to
Yeah,
elaborate.
sure. Thank you, Arif. Yeah, we actually read each other's mind. Although we didn't talk before this, I didn't know what you are going to say today. Actually, yes. I as I mentioned earlier, well, I talk a lot good about EU share, but that's the reality. And for this question, I would say that I believe in the concept of the credit mobility, the international credit mobility, the ICM, and which we all already mentioned about credit transfer. Yeah, we use this in the EU share and also during the COI time. And now we are doing in the EMPM, the top up credits for the Myanmar student who of course struggle to complete or to finish their degree at home, both virtually and physically. For those who could come, they come. For those who cannot, they stay online. We accepted both. But yes, mention about the micro courses, micro credential. Just one good information for you also. PPIU and a few more university in Cambodia, just a few, three, I think three or four of us are involving or have been involving in another Erasmus Plus capacity building. And at the end of the project, we are going to have 20 plus micro courses, which play enormous role in this how to say in how fulfilling the gaps that we could not can or cannot make at this time to offer the online short courses, specifically I'm talking about PPIU. We are ready to launch these courses in late 2025, and I think by the time at the time we can help a lot of help more, not a lot of help more students from Myanmar to take short courses to how to say to well equip themselves for the workplace, especially for those who finished their study or got the degree long time ago, but they could not find the real workplace as their previous degree was not up to date, etc. So they can take those micro courses. Yes, again, international credit mobility, I think, still something that we need to maintain, need to think about, keep it, and how to say, make it more advanced, being flexible for the on-campus or offline study, and also these micro courses, micro credential that were mentioning earlier, that we mentioned earlier. Thank you very much. I hand over the floor back to you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for sharing your experience and expertise with us today. And as we near the conclusion of our discussion, well, I've write it a lot here, like make ourselves visible, reach out. I mean, we would like to have an in-class, I mean, from the perspective of the one who managing the program, we would like to be inclusive. And then so here, that's why we have this session, because we would like also the universities to reach out to us, like the ambassador suggests us, reach out, come, contact us, because we try our best. We have website, we have social media, but you university have to make yourself visible as well. That's what I wrote here. And in the beginning, Dr. Rafikun mentioned that human connection is also important. So maybe this is as my final question. What are some key strategies in short, key strategies as long, but or best practice that institution can implement to maximize their benefit of their participation in EU program, similar to share or EMPM? Because we heard several times scope is being mentioned, and we Nuffic as a partner of EU will launch soon, hopefully soon, the scope higher education program. So what are some key strategies or best practice that institution can implement to maximize the benefit of their participation in EU programs? That is my final question.
Okay,
for,
let me
for
answer
Arif
this one first.
or Dr. Rafikun.
Maybe I'll answer this one first. Okay, don't just follow the program. Yeah, that's my advice. PPIU does EU share, but it doesn't mean that you just follow EU share and that's it. They work with other universities that they may during the time of EU share, but they make their own MOU with those universities. Yeah, that's outside of EU share. So once EU share is finished, they can still have collaboration with that universities. Use that network. Yeah, we're opening doors. We're making the infrastructure. But don't just follow our program. Make your own. Innovate from that. I know a lot of universities that is a share partner universities make their own MOUs, make their own networks, and create their own opportunities. Some of the universities even join other organized similar programs. See the AIMS program in Siam Rahat, for example, or the AUN as a partner universities as well. Not a core partner universities, but outside of the 30 core universities of AUN. They also participate in P2P, the P2P, people to people.
To people, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, P2P, right? I forgot what it stands for.
People to people.
People to people contact, connect. So human connection, people to people.
Yes, that's why. Okay, things like that. So, but I mean, just when you participate on EU Share, don't say or an EU project, don't say, oh, this is it. No, use that as a platform to launch or a launch pad to other networking, to other possibilities, to other collaboration. Because if not, then you're just missing out. Because after the program ends,
we can have a sustain. We can call it sustain growing. So it's not so the growth is.
Yeah. I mean, EU projects is here for a limited of time, because in the end, ASEAN must stand on their own 2 feet. So they're here. EU is here for now, but when they're not, at least we can grow in our own. That's why. That's my 2 cents. Back to you, Dr. Vigan.
Thank you very much. Yes, I hope I have 2 minutes to express what really I think important for our audience and for our discussion meeting today. As the ambassador has mentioned, the EU open to everyone, but it depends on how we can see this opportunity. If I have to advise someone, I would say that we no need to wait. Anything that come to you just do it now, and from there you can expand your network. For instance, for PPIU with share, we started with the EU share with the mobility by 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, then we moved to quite, but today we reach out to other European projects. And why could we do so? I'm sure, for example, when we join share or quite, we do not only work with 1 or 2 person, but we work in groups. So we expanded our networks. As Arif mentioned, yes, we do the bilateral agreement with other university in the share consortium member among the 32, and we did with university in Indonesia, in the Philippines. And yes, we just use the EU share as a formula, as a a system, or in our languages. I think I expressed the right word. It's a formula how to do it, but we will do with our partner university. One more thing that I would mention, if I can say this, also when I listened to the ambassador, I thought I was thinking, yes, my thought was correct too. I see the reciprocity between EU and ASEAN mobility. We should if we have how to say next opportunity, we should have more European students coming to ASEAN rather than only our side move to EU. For
So we can
example,
create internationalization at home, yeah.
yes, we also want them to come and see us, rather than we go and see them. So by doing so, we also can increase a lot of how to say promote a lot of internationalization at home. And yes, for the European student also, they open their mind to Asian. Not they don't see Asia is something like very different. So in short, yeah, reciprocity between the two association, between the two group of country or university, EU to ASEAN rather than only ASEAN to EU. And for the European, for us, for ASEAN university student, for the ASEAN university higher education institution, we should expand our bilateral agreements, make use of the experiences that we learned from the European program, for the EU program, the share EU share or the COI or the EMPM or the Erasmus plus ICM or CBHE, all are about something that we can find and find the right for us. As Ari mentioned, do not just copy, but pick and choose anything that fit with you, fit with your university, fit with your capacity, with your institution. Like for PPIU, yes, as of now we have staff, but yes, we learn from our mistake. We know what to do, where to go. So as I said, as of today, we can easily run or how to say accept students from overseas and also send our student freely. So this is all what I can say for this point. If maybe there's any question, perhaps
No,
yes.
we have no more time, Dr. Rafikun. So because
Thank
we
you.
reached to
Yeah.
actually we already exceed our time. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw this insightful discussion to a close, I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Rafikun and my colleague Ari for sharing their invaluable experiences and expertise with us today. Well, their insight into EU programs like SHARE and EMPM have provided us with valuable perspective on the challenge and opportunity for institutions in Southeast Asia. From Dr. Rafikun reflection on preparing institution for EU program involvement to Arif insight into managing share program, we have gained valuable insight into the strategies and best practices that we can maximize the benefit of participating in such initiative. Well, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to each of you as well to participate in this session. Well, as we conclude, I encourage you to continue exploring opportunities for collaboration and engagement with EU programs and to apply the insights shared today in your own efforts. Now, I would like to welcome back Astrid to the stage to offer some closing remarks maybe, or to officially conclude our session. Astrid, over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Bainti, and thank you, Mas Arif, Dr. Rafikun, for actually attending this event. You have definitely shared a lot of insights on the on our past collaboration and eventually where we're going on next. And so those are very great insights for all of us. With that being said, everybody, this concludes the breakout session number 2 on EU and ASEAN's collaborations. Thank you so much for actually attending our launching event. We look forward to actually welcoming you again to our future events and eventually have you join more of our projects and programs. Thank you so much and see you again soon.